say it. I've heard Christians say over the years, I'm sure you've heard this, Nathan. You say, well, God gave us emotions. Some people say, well, what am I supposed to be, a robot and not feel anything? I mean, I have emotions. God gave me. And while they're saying it, they're emotional. And they're manifesting the fact that they are definitely emotional. But nobody's asking you to be a robot. Here's the deal. God never... People say, God gave me my emotions. No, He didn't. Not the ones you grew up with. Adam gave you those. Come on. Every one of your emotional responses flows through an eye of self-centered, what about me? How this affects me, how I feel, what they think, what this makes me look like. What am I going to do now? Boy, I don't need this today, especially today. Come on. I'm just being real. Your emotions have come through the eye of all about me. Self-centered thinking. The emotional makeup you and I grew up with from a child born into Adam is twisted and perverted, and it's time to get born again. So that your emotions get restored and renewed, the saving of your soul. That through a new eye and through new motive, your emotions automatically start to flow in the way they were intended from the beginning. That's why you put off anger and wrath and malice. You put it off. Why? By putting on something new. Now watch this. If it's not about you anymore, it changes every response. If it's really not about you, I'm not talking about positional phrases. I'm talking about you getting alone in the secret place and settling in your heart and lifting your hands and heart to God. Man, you made me for your image. It's not, I was born into a lie and you brought me into truth. Man, I was in darkness and you have shuttled me right into the light, the kingdom of the Son of your love, and I'm all in. And all of a sudden you make this great exchange and you put off everything that's been unprofitable and unproductive. Come on, how can you produce when it's all about you? Unless the seed dies and falls to the ground, it's all alone. But if that seed would ever die and fall to the ground, Jesus says, if any man come after me, Matthew 16, let him first, what? Deny. Why? Because it was never meant to be just about you. It was always meant to be about Him in you. Him through you. And if you just come to Him for you, it's not Christianity. It's twisted. You're not coming to Him for you. You're coming to Him for Him in you and through you.
Here's what I hear all the time. Well, Dan, God gave us emotions. No, He didn't give you the emotions you grew up with. Adam gave you those emotions. Because they all come from the foundation of self-centered thinking. Every man grows up thinking for himself, period. Everybody in this room, from little up, can remember the rat race of identity, struggle, wanting to be honored, fit in, be rejected, not be rejected, to be in and not out, to measure up. People tell you something nice and it feels so good. Why? Because you don't believe nice things about yourself. It happens to so many people. You're in second, third grade eating lunch and somebody laughs at your little lunchbox and two other kids chime in and laugh and you're heartbroken and now you're insecure and you have some kind of issue. And at that moment you either become a fighter or introverted. Why? Because you don't know who you are. And everything around you is trying to tell you in a manipulative way who you are, and you're believing lies your whole life. By the time you're 10, 12, 18, you think you're in charge, you think you're in control, you think you're driving the car of your life. Are you kidding me? You're nothing more of a product than how you've responded to the happenings of life. It's not even you. You need to get born again. That false product that looks like you needs to die so the truth can come alive. Yes. That's why so many people say, well, I wouldn't be this way if I wasn't doing. You know what it's like when I was growing up? People actually admit they're a product of the way life has been. So then why don't we look somewhere else for truth? Why don't we look somewhere else for identity? Why are we 45 and we're still rejected because my daddy never said I love you when God the Father said yes I do through His Son?
Amen.
Why do we buy into that stuff in the church and just switch totally psychological and say, well, I can't receive the love of God because I never had a loving father? What does that have anything to do with receiving the love of God? You find the love of God through a crucified Son. Hello? Yeah, but I didn't have any example. Neither did almost all of us. So we're doomed and damned. So now we got to all jump through hoops and somehow talk ourselves into believing different. What's the blood all about? What's new life all about? What's a new mind and a brand new way of thinking all about? Maybe the gospel actually is enough. Look, I had an alcoholic dad. He said I'd never be nothing. He was obviously wrong. He was obviously talking out of his bankruptcy, out of his deficit. And if I'm trying to get a drink from a dry cup, of course I'm thirsty. But you take one drink from the well that never runs dry, just one drink, and you'll find who you are, and you'll never thirst again. And you think until the day your daddy blesses you or says you're important, you can't be free? That's idolatry. That blasphemes the gospel. That's saying the finished work in faith isn't enough. And it'd be great if your dad would change and acknowledge you. But don't make it an absolute have to. Are you kidding me? Jesus is enough. So when I got saved, guess what my dad did? He screamed at me and yelled at me and said I was presumptuous and arrogant and riding a pink cloud. And one day you're going to crash and that thing's going to go boom and you're going to be all messed up. And I'm like, what is Dad talking about? Why is he mad that I'm saved? I didn't get it. So I asked the Lord on the way out the house. I was only 12 hours saved. I was excited. I stopped in to tell my parents. I said, Lord, why is he mad? He said, because he believes you're trying to teach him. And the pride that's in his heart is hearing you in a wrong way. He believes, and he grew up with this thought that a son never teaches a dad only ever teaches a son. I said, are you serious? He believes that? I'm 12 hours old. God's fathering me at the doorway. Why? Because I have no desire to be mad at him. I have no desire to say, well, fine then. Live your old miserable life then. I'm just going to go over here and be free in Jesus' Christ. No, that's twisted. Stop that. You're not on an island by yourself with the Lord on some kind of honeymoon. He's in you to love them. Yeah? So I come back in. I open the door. He's standing there venting all his frustrations on Mom, taking it all out on Mom. You know how we do. You're mad at somebody and they walk out the house, you turn to the closest person. I can't believe they were. Yeah? And then they're sitting there like, yeah, okay. Now what life does that produce? You're in your own trapped little world producing nothing, making it all about you. And some people that live that way go to church every Sunday. It scares me. Because we are so far off from the truth. We think that's normal. No, that's Adam. It's not normal. The emotions you grew up with are not normal. They're perverted. They are hinged on self-centeredness. The only reason you're angry is because of thinking for yourself. The only reason you're discouraged is because you're weighing how everything's affecting you. The only reason you're disappointed is because it's all about you. Christians live these things every day and sing it's all about him and prove it's all about them. Pastor Dennis, you don't have to be graphic with me, but is there a lot of appointments that hinge around discouragement, disappointment, overwhelmed, grieved, troubled, mad? Yeah? Emotional expressions that are all tied to the lie, but the way that seemeth right to a man qualifies them and empowers them to remain. But the truth takes them all away if you open your heart and listen. So you come into a counseling appointment with me with those kind of things going on, I'm not going to be mean with you and hard with you and insensitive and cold and callous. What's wrong with you? Why are you thinking that? You should know better. You're not supposed to love your own life. No. But I will ask you why you feel that way. Well, why are you letting what they did hurt you so bad? Don't you understand what Jesus Look, if Father felt that way towards you every time where would that lead? Come on, God. And I'll try to get them to actually change the way they think, because it'll change the way they live. And all of a sudden they'll realize, wow, he or she isn't my problem. It's the way I see, or don't.
I've heard this one a lot as a pastor. Well, I'm not a robot. What am I supposed to do? Just shut down my feelings and emotions? God gave it. And people get frustrated while they're telling that because their emotions are flying. God gave us emotions, not the ones you grew up with. He didn't. Don't you blame your emotions on God. Adam gave you the emotions you grew up with because they were all hinged on the foundation of self-centeredness. The reason it's easy to be afraid is because you fear for yourself. The reason you're angry is because you're thinking for you, and people frustrate you, and they get under your skin, and they bother you, and they get on your nerves. No, the gospel gets you new nerves, new skin, new eye, new way of thinking. People say, well, yeah, but we have emotions. Listen, God did not give you the emotions you grew up with. Let's stop saying that, church. Are you recording this? Where's the camera? God did not give you the emotions you grew up with. Let's stop believing that. Adam gave them to you. The emotions you're familiar with that we think are normal come from a self-centered foundation. You thinking for you. That's why you're angry, frustrated, put off, put down, hurt, rejected, furious, whatever it is. It's all because you're weighing how whatever is affecting you personally. God didn't make you that way. God made you in His image.